Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy AAron2420. We're bringing you a new league. Well, not a new league, because I would have had a draft analysis, but I'm actually taking over yet again. 2 seasons in a row, I'm taking over for Team in the IBA. Hopefully this time it's not just for 2 weeks, though. But we're taking over for a good pal, Soto Gamer. He had dropped due to time issues. So, because of that, I took over. He was behind his week 8 game, so you guys actually get 2 games for the price of 1. Now, the problem is I was in such a rush, and I was going through league teams and thought that I forgot that I'm so used to not uploading for Showdown leagues. So, because NPCC died, I figured I'd take over for Soto. This is an upload league, so this will just replace NPCC miners uploads. But since I'm so used to not recording in Showdown, I just deleted the team. I don't remember where I put my paper. Actually, I don't think I made poker paste for these teams. So yeah, I don't actually have team builders, sadly, but I can quickly go over what I brought in before I start the game off. So very quickly, this is against LogicalRhythm, coach of the Bikini bottom Blastoise. That I'll go into his team a little bit as it comes up. I didn't really expect this team, to be honest. I expected Lucario, and I really thought it was going to be Scarf, and he ends up proving a Scarf later on. Or he might have been banned. I'm pretty sure it was Scarf, though. I'm almost positive. He brought Torn, which Torn I was 50-50 on. Uxie I knew was coming. Tang I knew was coming. I thought he'd bring Mega Sableye, which is the only reason I brought Jetagon, to be honest. There's a couple other mons that I thought might have come, but they were sort of 50-50s. I did not expect the Alone Golem, though. And it sort of plays into later on in the game, because I forget what Alone Golem does as it gets there. But anyway, we'll get into my team. So I had brought Z-Move Hawlucha. Very weird. I know I could have brought Psychic Seed because of Lele, but I brought Z-Move because I really thought that Mega Sableye, Tangrowth, and Uxie was going to be his defensive core. But the problem is that even though Hawlucha is a really decent matchup and I really need it for things such as Tangrowth, I cannot bring it with Psychic Seed because it does not do enough to Mega Sableye, and I need to get to like +6, which is very impossible, and he just burned me, and then I'm sort of fucked. So because of this, I brought Z-Move, and I brought Z-Move Sky Attack because at +2, that will guarantee KO not only Tangrowth should I need to, but it will also guarantee. Well, actually, never mind. I'm pretty sure +2 is for Flying Press, but I could be wrong. Point is, either at +2 or at base, I forget which though. I will not only Oko Mega Sableye, but I'll also Oko Tangrowth, so neither can regen up on me. I also have Flying Press because I figured that gives me the fighting coverage I need along with the grass coverage for Tangrowth, since I obviously would go for Z-Move and Mega Sableye if it came. If it didn't come, I'd say my Z-Move for Tangrowth or whatever other moment I needed to use it for. I had Flying Press, fighting coverage because it still hit Alone Golem, which sort of just came. It was mainly though for Lucario because I feared Lucario coming. I brought Agility as well because I needed Agility because I needed to boost my speed somehow, since I can't run a Burden because of Z-Moves. I ran Agility, and I also gave it Sword Stance because I really needed damage. Lele, I brought a Calm Mind variant of Lele with Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, and Dual Stab because I figured that Calm Mind Lele rips through his team. He does not have great switch-ins if I get set up. The problem is he didn't bring Mega Sableye, which I really anticipated on, and I was really banking on setting up a Mega Sableye because unless he brought Toxic, I freely set up because I have leftovers. All he would do is just mitigate my leftovers if he burned me. And he most likely not a taunt. Even then I get to +1. And he couldn't stay in because he'd be forced out. Because if I was Specs, I just Oko it. I also have Blastoise, Defensive Spinner. I believe this is the game I brought Wakanberry. If I'm being completely honest, I forgot why I brought Wakanberry. I think. Let me pull up the IBA doc real quick. IBA Season 2 doc. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait, why am I opening up another tab? Hello? Alright, sorry about this. I'm just trying to... It's been a few days. I've had a really busy week. I'm sort of forgetting his team specifically. So let's see. I gotta... Oh, god damn it. There we go. Okay. Oh, shit. Clicked too far. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, if I look at his team, I'll remember what I brought the Wakanberry for. Or... Did I bring another berry? I swear I brought... Oh, yeah. For Victini. Because Victini was another mon I thought was coming. And this was my Victini answer. I brought Wakanberry on it because it could take a Bolt Strike. It was the 3-hit KO, and I would 2-hit KO. In fact, actually, I believe I would Oko after Rocks with Hydro Pump. And I brought... Yeah, I brought Hydro Pump, I believe, this week. I brought Rapid Spin as well because I figured I could clear off hazards with not regular Blastoise. I have Umbreon here. It's just a great cleric overall. Really solid mon this week. Had a great matchup. His only way of breaking it was Ribombee and Lucario, which he actually brought both of them. Which Ribombee surprised me. I knew Lucario was coming though, because Scarf Lucario can, assuming I'm not Scarf Lele, will be a great answer for it. Showdown I brought with Mold Breaker with Stealth Rock. I figured that was great for Mega Sableye. I also gave it Toxic, and I gave it as well Sucker Punch and Earthquake for Bikini, because Bikini also does 3 KO me, and this was my backup answer for Bikini. And finally, I brought Mega Zam, just because I wasn't sure what else to bring, and Mega Zam in Psychic Terrain is a nuke. So, yeah, I believe I also brought this Combine, just because Combine, again, really works as my backup for Lele, should Lele die, and Lele is my backup for Mega Zam, should Mega Zam die. So without further ado, let's get into the match. I lead off with my Druddigon. I figured he doesn't have any hazard deterrent this week, so if I can get up some Stealth Rocks, it's sort of game. Or at least will help a lot with breaking potential Sashes or Sturdies. So I go for Stealth Rock. He actually goes for the Quiver Dance and just OHKOs me with Moonblast. I'm actually, not gonna lie, I was very nervous here because I realized, wait, I didn't actually prep that well for Ribombee. And that's sort of a weird thing to say, but I sort of just let myself loose to +1 Ribombee. And at this point, I was like, wait, am I really going to get 6-0'd? And so I go into Tapu Bebe, and I go for the Psychic, and he goes for the Bug Buzz. I sack Layla at this point, and I actually live on a roll, which was incredible for me. So he goes to the Bug Buzz. I figured I'm just going to sack here because I know if he outspeeds me, he's most likely Scarf. Though I realized he could have been max speed. Though I do bring an Umbreon here, and I figured I could double out into Alakazam because he would have went for close combat, and he would not have killed me. I calculated this pre-game, he would not have killed me with close combat unless he was like Banded or Life Orb, but Scarf would not kill me. So because of this, I go into my Mega Zam and I Mega Evolve because I figured I can get off a Psychic. He doesn't have Great Switch-ins, and he actually lives with his Golem. My guess is he was Assault Vest, but I could be wrong. He goes through the turn and kills me off, which I think is fine. I just go for the Flying Press because I knew I can kill. And, you know, Flying Press to tech, pull him through. He goes into his Lucario and just goes for Ice Punch. It doesn't kill. Flying Press kills him, though. And this is sort of where I confirm he is Scarfed. And from here, though, he goes into Torn T. I figured that Torn T was something, you know, very threatening to me. And I only have Umbreon at this point for Torn T. Because I gotta preserve Blastoise. I figured Blastoise is really nice for the Uxie. It's sort of my only Mono Touch left. Because Umbreon, I'm pretty sure my way of dealing with Uxie was a Foul Play. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I go into Umbreon here. I figured I can definitely stay in. He can't kill me unless he has superpower. But he wouldn't kill me, but I would have taken a lot more damage. And sadly, he does confuse me here, and I get hit. So I go for Protect, just trying to get some leftovers up. I figured if I can get some leftovers HP back, then I can get myself to around 50% and take pretty much any hit. And he goes for Knockoff. I figured he's just trying to get me to not have any residual recovery. And I figured that's fine. I take a Knockoff, I eat it, and it's just going to either force him out, or maybe he has something else for me, like Leaf Storm. And if he went for Leaf Storm, well, then that would have done a lot. So he actually goes in his Uxie here, which really surprised me. But I just go for Protect. I figured I can get my Wish HP back. There was no downside to it. Even if he had Leaf Storm, I would not have died. And he goes for Stealth Rock here. I figure that's fine. I'm going for Foul Play. His Uxie doesn't have any recovery outside of leftovers. And he actually goes for the Thunder Wave here. And I just go for Foul Play because, as I said, I figured Foul Play to be free. And he's also paralyzed himself, which means that we're sort of in the same speed type position. Though, to be fair, he has done me anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. I just go for Heal Bell because I figured that I'm not dealing with Parahacks, along with Confusion as well. And he goes for Hurricane, probably trying to confuse me. Sucks that he misses Hurricane there. Netted a decent amount because I didn't need to protect this turn, whereas otherwise I might have. And not only that, but I can click Foul Play, but, you know, sadly, I get hit in my Confusion. So he just goes for another Hurricane. I figured that it's fine because I can't get confused again. And I just go for the Wish. I believe I clicked Foul Play this turn because there's no downside to it. I wouldn't have died to a Hurricane because it's around 40%. And I just go for another Foul Play because Foul Play was definitely the play here. And he actually really surprised me here. He goes for Power Whip. Now, I am especially defensive Umbreon. He must have had some decent offense on the Tangrowth because, well, one, I was doing really nice damage with Foul Play, and two, he did so much fucking damage with the Power Whip. Like, I could have. I think this is the moment where I realized I might have actually lost this game. Luckily I do a couple things and shit happens, but I almost lost this game at this point, and I almost totally choked here and went into Blastoise. And had I went into Blastoise, I would have been fucked. I figured I just had to sack Umbreon, and I decided that really later on. So I do just that. I bring in Blastoise. And then I realized, wait, I should have went into Hawlucha because I gotta sack that and save Blastoise for Tauren. Now, I kill off the Uxie luckily, and I keep myself into what I realize is Hurricane range. I did not know this when I made the play, but I realized after Hurricane Miss, I calced it, and I was actually able to still live the Hurricane, did 64% max. And I was astounded because I was like, oh my god, I should have just sacked Hawlucha, brought in Blastoise, and would have more HP to take a Hurricane. Luckily, I would have lived anyway because he's Life Orb. He didn't have much special attack because of the damage he was doing to Umbreon. He was slightly more physical, but still sort of a mixed offense at the same time. Because of his spread, though, I was able to just barely live, even if he had hit the Hurricane. It would have done 64% max. I calculated versus my spread. So, luckily, we lived, and we pull out a 2-0 in this game. Now, because we had joined and Gasoda didn't have a game done, we actually have 2 games this week. Now, who's the other one against? My disciple Odds, and I'm really nervous because I know what Odds' team does. It's very scary. I helped them draft it because originally I wasn't intending on being in the season, but you know, I wasn't intending on being in season 1 either, and then I ended up joining midway, and I joined just in time to fight the monster team that I created. Fucking hate you, Odds. Ugh. Yeah, his team is one of the best answers to Lele being Steelix. And it's not Mega 2. He has Mega Medicham. I just realized he was pre-Mega. I mean, it doesn't matter too much because I don't think he switched it in. But Odds, what the fuck? You weren't supposed to do that, Odds. God damn it. Oh, it's fine. I gotta bring my shiny Lele at least. That's all that matters, right? So he brings Lando, Steelix, Milotic, Volcarona, Mega Medicham, and Tapu Koko. My team this week, I brought a Rindo Berry Blastoise. I brought another Berry, and I actually brought a physically offensive Blastoise. Rock Slide, Waterfall, Rapid Spin, and I believe Toxic was my last move. Mainly because Rock Slide after Rocks was guaranteed to Oko Volcarona, whereas if it's +1 with Quiver Dance, then HP Rock would not have. Because every Rock Slide was the play. Even if he goes to Grassing Z at +1 with Solar Beam, he would not kill me. Grassing Z with Giga Drain, however, I live a +2 hit. So, very phenomenal spread there on my part. Also, it 2 KOs Lando, assuming he's not physically defensive and need to be pretty physically defensive. If I come in on Lando, though, regardless of 2 KO, but if he came in on me, I would not. If he was really physically defensive, pretty sure. I had Tapu Lele. I believe this week I was Z move 4 attacks. I had Vitinium Z for the Porygon 2 and also the Steelix. Luckily, he only brought one of them. I was nervous he'd bring both. I had Dual Stab, and I believe I also had Shadow Ball. I genuinely forgot what my last move was, if I'm being completely honest. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I had Gorbis, who's the star of my team this week. I'm bringing Smash Pass Gorbis with Shell Smash, Baton Pass, Ice Beam. Oh, no, HP Electric. I almost brought Ice Beam. I brought HP Electric, though, and Hydro Pump. Mainly passing to Lele or Hawlucha, because either could potentially sweep his team. For Hawlucha to sweep, I would need Lando dead, and for Lele to sweep, I just need Baton Passes. I brought Gligar with Rocks, because if I could break the Sturdy, then I guarantee sweep. And I brought Raichu just because I could not think of a 6-mon. So without further ado, let's get into this game. So he brings Coco in. I lead off with my Gligar because I know I can take an HP Ice, and he actually goes for a Taunt, which I'm really sad about. I thought he was going to go HP Ice. But it's fine though because I just go for an Earthquake. Figure there's no real harm in this because I know he's just going to switch out. And even if he doesn't, I figured I can go for Knockoff. So luckily though, Milotic definitely cannot kill us, so I just got out my Rocks because there's no hazard removal. And he goes for Ice Beam, which just 2-hit KO. So I figured at this point, I actually decided I'm going to go for the sweep. And he freezes me with Ice Beam. And I'm like, fuck. Later on, I find out this does not matter. Because Odds was smart. He's learned from his tutor and being myself too well. And brings the Haze Milotic with something he would have never done without my help in previous weeks. So sadly, Odds has learned too much from me. And he's applying it in the game he fights me. And he brings Haze Milotic. So he could have hazed the turn I Baton Pass him to Lele, and it literally would not have changed a thing. So, sucks, but it happens. So, I raged about this on Twitter, though. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I could have 6-0'd. Because realistically, had he not brought Haze Milotic, I would have Shell Smashed here. I would have used any Hypno's Milotic. I could have Baton Passed. He could not have killed my Lele. Unless, the only way he would have done anything is if he brought in the Steelix on my Gorbis, which would have been a horrible idea, because I could just apply through Steelix then. And then Baton Pass into Lele. but that would have been his only way if he switched to Steelix on the switch into Gorbis. Well, on the turn I baton passed. Then go, well, no, he needed to have switched in on the turn I set up Shell Smash, but even then I could have just killed it off with my Gorbis. But only reason I'm saying that though is because unless he's Scarf Coco, which he wasn't, but I figured unless if he was, he had nothing that could have killed me. Not only did he have nothing that could have stopped my sweep, my sweep, because once I got to +2 I sped everything, but he had nothing besides Steelix that could have killed my Lele. But one mon that he did have, which was Steelix, would not have stayed in on Gorbis. So basically what I'm saying is, long story short, I would have 6-0'd. Just determines on when, but I would have 6-0'd had it not been for the freeze, and also not been for him having haze on Milotic. So it's whatever though. My Gorbis is frozen here, and he actually switches out into Coco. I figured that was obviously his play. I'm frozen, I stay in. I figured it doesn't matter. I was gonna sack, but then I decided I figured I could bring an alt right shoe, and I could take whatever hit Coco has. Sadly, it did not count for specs. But even then, turns out that crit actually mattered. Even though he was modest specs, I was actually supposed to live the hit. It would have done around 90% max if he was modest. He might have actually been timid, I'm not sure, but timid was 80%. Modest was somewhere near my 90%. I think it was like around 88, give or take. I don't remember how too much because I got odds on the timid one, and I was really pissed off at him because it turns out, I mean, it would have been a lot easier to play around his team. So it sucks, but I bring in Gligar here. I hope that he switches out, as I just go for a knockoff. When I go for a Roost, then a knockoff, because if whatever mon he brings in cannot kill me off. And he brings in Lando, I go for knockoff. Knockoff is Rocky Helmet, which is where I learned that he's pretty physically defensive. Lando, most likely. He goes for Rocks here, as I go for Roost. I figured it's fine. I could go into Blastoise and Rapid Spin later on, but for now, I'm going to go into Hawlucha. And he goes for Stone Edge. I don't know why, but it was probably his only other move to hit me. And what I realized is I just bring in Gligar, because I figured I could probably 1v1 this thing. And I go for Roost here, because I figured that, as I said, I could 1v1 this thing. And I go for a knockoff this turn, I believe. And a knockoff Milotic, which was already knocked off. From here, I just go for the Earthquake, because I figured that originally, in my head, I forgot Milotic could recover. So I figured I could just Earthquake this thing down, bring it down enough so I could bring in Lele, and then just nuke it. And if he killed me off, it was fine. So he gets to recover here. So I get a crit, luckily, so this brings it even lower. So I don't have any worries on my Mons. So I bring in Tapu Lele, and I figure at this point, there's no more messing around. There's no more shenanigans. And I just go for the Fighting EMZ. When I go for the Psychic, then the Fighting EMZ. Because I'm hoping that he predicts some choice. So I go for Fighting EMZ, kill off his answer to my Lele. And I'm sitting pretty high in Mighty right now, not gonna lie, So he goes into his Volcarona. I could kill, but if he went for Z move there, he would kill me. He would not have actually killed me with Fire Blast, but had he went for Fire EMZ, he would have. So I should have stayed in realistically, but it sucks, but it's whatever. I found out that he's not a Z move. I don't know what his spread was, but I kill him with Waterfall. I sacked Gorbis because I figured there wasn't really any point since he told me he had Haze Milotic. So didn't really matter. I figured that there wasn't really any other mons I could set up on since Steelix died and he had Haze and Milotic. So that's why I sacked Gorbis, by the way. I sacked Blastoise here though because I don't have any electric switch-ins at this point in the game. I do bring in Tapu Bebe, however, because I want to try and switch up the terrain, maybe potentially win late game, and also nuke some more mons with Lele. So I bring in Tapu Bebe. I figured that I can actually double into Hawlucha here, and maybe get up a Tailwind, and then sweep. So the misplay here was, had I just killed off Landorus, then I could have Tailwinded against whatever mon came in next, because I would have sped it, and then went for the sweep. That's what I should have done. That's not what I do, though. So because of this, if I did that along with the crit not happening on Raichu, I was guaranteed to win. The problem is that even if Raichu was still alive, and this is where I say it sort of mattered with the crit, even if Raichu was still alive, I would have actually lost his game because of that misplay. So, while it didn't matter in this scenario, because he would have, no matter what, had either Milotic or Coco alive, it did matter in terms of if the crit didn't happen. Well, in terms of if I played right, but whatever. As the misplay didn't matter too much here, or it would have only mattered if Raichu didn't get crit, because as you hear, I nuked the Lando. I would have nuked, well, I nuked the Coco as well because the tail went up. And had I not had extra tailwind turns versus Medicham, Raju would have still been alive in the back from Milotic, and because I would have one more tailwind turn, I could have nuked this Medicham, and he wouldn't have been able to kill me off. But because he was able to get electric train up, he could just fake out and bullet punch, and poison jab. He'd not actually have bullet punch though because of my terrain. So actually now that I think about it, he would have still had terrain up. Well, Raichu with the electric terrain would have been able to kill this thing along with a Milotic. So it sucks, but it happens. We're 4 and 5, I believe, because of this. So we still have pretty high hopes at playoffs. I'm pretty sure. We took over 3 and 14. Next week will be a little more organized. I'll have a team builder as well as my game. So that is it for IBA weeks 8 and 9. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like down below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.